In the realm of African history, few stories rival the complexity, drama, and triumph of Nigeria's journey, a saga that spans millennia, cultures, and empires. In the 19th century, British colonialism swept across Nigeria, imposing foreign rule on diverse ethnic groups. The colonial era brought exploitation, cultural suppression, and economic hardship. But amidst this oppression, a spark of resistance ignited in the heart of Igbo land in the southeastern part of Nigeria. In 1929, thousands of women from the Aba region rose up against British colonial rule, sparking the Aba Women's Riot. The forgotten chapter in Nigerian history showcases the courage and determination of Igbo women who challenged colonial authority and fought for their rights. Their story is a testament to the power of women's leadership and collective action. Join us as we uncover the events leading up to the Aba Women's Riot itself and its lasting legacy. This is the story of resilience, defiance, and the struggle for justice. In 1929, the tranquil city of Aba in Nigeria's Igbo land erupted into chaos. The Aba Women's Riot, a pivotal moment in Nigerian history, was sparked by decades of British colonial rule, economic exploitation, and cultural suppression. British colonial rule disrupted Igbo society, imposing foreign laws, taxes, and customs. Igbo women, once revered for their economic and social influence, found themselves marginalized and oppressed. Economic exploitation was rampant. The British introduced taxes, forced labor, and monopolized trade, crippling Igbo women's businesses and livelihoods. Cultural suppression followed. Traditional practices, such as the Igbo Women's Sacred Society, were dismissed as barbaric and uncivilized. The British imposed Western values, undermining Igbo identity. The final straw was the introduction of warrant chiefs, corrupt and unaccountable officials who exploited Igbo women's labor and resources. Events leading up to the riots were marked by escalating tensions. Igbo women protested against warrant chiefs, corrupt officials who exploited their labor and resources. On November 18, 1929, one Yoruba, a courageous Igbo woman, refused to pay taxes, sparking a wave of protest that spread across the region. The riot itself was a spectacle of defiance. Thousands of women, armed with palm fronds and stones, marched on colonial offices, destroying property and challenging British authority. The British response was swift and brutal. Colonial forces opened fire on unarmed women, killing dozens and injuring hundreds. Arrests and trials followed. Igbo women leaders, including one Yoruba, were imprisoned and charged with sedition. Despite the repression, the Aba Women's Riot achieved significant gains. The British abolished the warrant chief system and introduced reforms to address Igbo women's grievances. The Aba Women's Riot became a beacon of resistance, inspiring future generations of Nigerian women to fight for their rights and freedom. The Aba Women's Riot was not just a spontaneous uprising, it was a carefully planned and executed movement led by courageous women who dared to challenge British colonial authority. Together, these unsung heroines forged a powerful movement that shook the foundations of British colonial rule in Nigeria. Figures like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello drew inspiration from the Aba Women's Riots, leveraging its momentum to fuel Nigeria's struggle for independence. The Aba Women's Riots also sparked a wave of women's rights and social justice movements across Africa. Women like Fumilayo Ransome Kuti, Aminatu Aida and Wangari Maathai continued the fight for equality and justice. Today, the Aba Women's Riot serves as a powerful reminder of women's agency and collective action in shaping Nigeria's history and inspiring future generations. Their legacy lives on, a testament to the enduring power of women's resistance and the unyielding spirit of justice and equality. In the annals of Nigerian history, a pivotal event, the Aba Women's Riot, has been relegated to the shadows. Why has this courageous uprising been forgotten? And what lessons can we learn from its erasure? Colonial records downplayed the riot's significance, portraying it as a native disturbance. Post-colonial historians often prioritized male-led nationalist movements, marginalizing women's contributions. Nigeria's educational curriculum has also overlooked the Aba Women's Riot, focusing instead on male figures and events. This omission has contributed to the riot's obscurity. However, remembering the Aba Women's Riot is crucial. It highlights women's agency and resistance in shaping Nigerian history. It also underscores the importance of grassroots movements and community-led initiatives in challenging oppressive systems. By uncovering this forgotten history, we can learn valuable lessons about collective action, resilience, and the power of women's leadership. The Aba Women's Riot serves as a testament to the enduring spirit of Nigerian women and their contributions to the nation's struggle for independence and social justice. Nearly a century after the Aba Women's Riot, its legacy of resistance and resilience continues to inspire contemporary women's rights and social justice movements. In Nigeria, women are still fighting for equal rights, representation, and justice. The Aba Women's Riot serves as a powerful reminder of the impact of collective action. The Me Too movement, Bring Back Our Girls, and End SARS campaigns all echo the Aba Women's Riot's demands for justice, equality, and accountability. Beyond Nigeria, the Aba Women's Riot's legacy resonates global movements like Black Lives Matter, Women's March, and Time's Up. The riot's emphasis on community-led initiatives and grassroots organizing offers valuable lessons for modern social justice movements. For modern Nigerian society and governance, the Aba Women's Riot highlights the importance of inclusive decision-making, accountability, and representation. As Nigeria continues to navigate challenges of governance, economic development, and social justice, the Aba Women's Riot's legacy serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative potential of women's leadership and collective action. As we conclude our journey through the Aba Women's Riot, we remember the courage, resilience, and determination of Igbo women who dared to challenge colonial authority. Their uprising was not just a local event, but a pivotal moment in Nigerian history, inspiring future generations of women's rights and social justice movements. Today, as we face new challenges in Nigeria and globally, we must draw on the Aba Women's Riot's legacy to promote social justice, equality, and human rights. We must preserve Nigeria's history, honoring the contributions of women and marginalized communities to our nation's struggle for independence and progress. We must also recognize the ongoing struggles of Nigerian women, from economic empowerment to political representation, and support their efforts to create a more just and equitable society. Let us remember the Aba Women's Riot as a testament to the power of women resistance and a call to action for a brighter future. Together, we can build a Nigeria where every voice is heard, every story is told, and every citizen has equal opportunities to thrive.